Hey everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian and host of the Bachelor Recap, a guy's review. Good to see all of you today. This video is an update to the Chris Harrison story. We're not usually putting Chris Harrison into the stories. He's the host of the Bachelor franchise, of course. And just yesterday, he did an interview with Rachel Lindsey regarding the Rachael Kirkconnell incidents. Rachael Kirkconnell accused of being racist. A lot of old social media posts and things like that coming out that don't place her in a good light. Now, Chris Harrison had asked in several different ways for grace before Rachael Kirkconnell is allowed to tell her story. Problem being, he did not come off well in this 13-minute long conversation. It led to a petition being created, and former Bachelor contestants, Ashley Spivey and Tay Mocha and a few other people kind of wanting Chris Harrison to get fired. There was a petition for him to get fired. They initially wanted like 5,000 signatures. They're probably up to like 15,000. We'll check up on that in a second. But of course, Chris Harrison immediately released an apology, which I will read for you. But before I read that, a few of the events leading up to it. I mean, he pretty much pissed off everyone in Bachelor Nation, from Reality Steve to Mike Johnson and everybody in between. I think he came from a good place. I think he meant well. But again, I think most people mean well. But a lot of times, even if you mean well, you're not always taking into account how other people may feel. And I feel like a lot of people, don't mean to speak for you, so leave a comment and let me know what you think. A lot of people thought within the interview, he didn't do a good job of speaking to the people that felt hurt by seeing somebody on the show have a platform that might have had had racist social media posts, likes, things like that. Now, Rachael Kirkconnell, the contestant on Matt James' season, hasn't released a statement. She hasn't released a statement yet. Some of our family members have defended her, which I'll show for you just now on TikTok and some other social media apps, but she hasn't released a statement yet. The one thing Chris Harrison and Rachel Lindsey could agree on is that they think we should all wait until Rachael Kirkconnell's statement before we continue having too much of this discussion, because we just don't know what she's going to say. And now, of course, she's, everyone's been waiting for 6 or 7 weeks for her to release a statement, and no one's really sure if she's bound to some sort of Bachelor contract or not. But Chris Harrison, with quick turnaround time and probably a PR company, was able to get his apology out. So let's click right onto this here. And this is Reality Steve. And this is before Chris Harrison apologized. So this is after the interview, before the apology. Reality Steve said, "The ironic thing in all of this is, as we wait for a statement from Rachael Kirkconnell, which she's wanted to do for weeks but has not been allowed to by production, it's now Chris who should be preparing a statement of his own now. 13 minutes of mindless drivel is inexcusable." And, of course, Chris has now come up with his apology. Let's read a few more. This is, by the way, I always like to shout out, this is from BachelorNation.scoop. If you don't know them, I get like all of my information from them. They do such a good job. I have to shout them out. They do such a good job of putting all this information together. So let's just go over to the next clip here. Now, this is a TikTok of Rachael Kirkconnell's family defending her. It says here, Rachel's sister defending her in TikTok comments. She says the show doesn't let her speak on it. Replying to Julian24, she's trying to stay away from the hate because she's not allowed to defend herself or talk about any of the accusations yet. Other contestants have posted about Black History Month, so I don't think the show prohibits her from speaking about racism, other people commented. And then she said she has also posted about Black History Month, MLK, BLM, etc. The show is advising her not to talk about the accusations, and no, I don't know why. Someone else had reported, I don't know, I can't back this up, I don't know if this is true. Someone else reported that they're going to let Rachael Kirkconnell develop a 100-word statement, no more, and it's going to be pre-approved, and it's being run through ABC right now. We'll have to see if that's true. It was reported earlier that she would have released a statement by now. People are waiting. And again, Chris Harrison and Rachel Lindsey spoke about in their 13-minute interview, they spoke about where is the line after something happens? When is the line where, we're ready to hear you out, Is it a week later, a month later? It's been a while, but we don't know. Chris Harrison hasn't exactly admitted that the show's keeping her from talking, but unfortunately, my thought is the show's holding on to hearing her story because they want to play this storyline for too long. And if that's the case, very dangerous of the production to sort of fuel racial tensions in an otherwise for no reason other than ratings. Like, let's get down to the truth. If Chris Harrison could apologize within 10 hours of this petition being created, I'd like to hear Rachael Kirkconnell's apology, if that's what she wants to do. I can't speak for her. The other thing that I had mentioned, and this got a lot of love on the comment section, I think with the 24-hour news cycle and with social media being it where it is in today's world, that Bachelor producers should have a Breaking the Fourth Wall podcast where they discuss things, maybe which include spoilers, but they discuss things as they happen. The fact that Chris Harrison and Rachel Lindsey only had a 13-minute edited conversation is a tragedy to the IQ of the public. We're smart enough to be able to listen to a 60 or 90 or 120-minute long conversation if that's what it takes to get to the truth. If Rachel Lindsey feels like Chris Harrison wasn't letting her talk or vice versa, look, we have the bandwidth, okay? We have the space on the internet. I want more. I demand more conversation if we're going to be talking about such complex things. I mean, they had a 13-minute long video. My video was 28 minutes just trying to detangle the Christmas tree lights of the whole situation. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know. I mean, if you don't want to listen to a 2-hour convo, fine. But if we can't get it right in 13 minutes after hundreds of years of issues, and by issues, I mean, we're talking, people had mentioned we're only your dad's generation away from segregation, Jim Crow laws, and a generation before that, people whose grandparents were slaves. I mean, it's mind-boggling that we're having a 13-minute conversation and we're expecting to have all the answers. And that's not a cop-out for Chris Harrison. He didn't do himself any help with this conversation. He came off defensive, and he really needed to listen more, and that's what he'll get into with his apology. So yeah, these TikToks were very interesting. Let's read one more here. This is, I believe this is Rachael Kirkconnell's cousin defending her, saying, "She's literally not allowed to speak on it yet. She's under contract. The show dictates what she can and cannot publicly talk about." I suppose, and I can't speak for her, but I suppose she's really itching to get out her side of the story, to ease a lot of tension, to show that she's changed. Again, we'll have to wait and see. And of course, we're going to talk about it as soon as it happens. I think it'll lead to a good conversation, a healthy conversation that we all need to have. I could be wrong, but I'm trying to be optimistic here. Let's go down the list here. A couple more tweets from some people in Bachelor Nation. This is from Brett, number 3487, that Chris Harrison really needs to learn the difference between cancel culture and accountability. And I have to agree here. Look, as a stand-up comic, I don't like when the wrecking ball just wipes everything away, when we try to cancel things that require more nuanced conversation. But at the same time, when we have to have tough conversations, we just can't blame it on cancel culture. We just can't blame everything on this umbrella of trying to cancel everything. Let's have the conversation. All right, so this is Chris Harrison's apology. So we're on Chris Harrison's Instagram page here. By the way, look at this realtor headshot he's got here. I can't tell if he's my lawyer or if he's trying to sell me a home with that face. Chris Harrison here. Let's read his apology. And again, this is but hours after this petition went live, and plenty of people in Bachelor Nation, former contestants, Mike Johnson, they watched the interview and they were just enraged. And if it doesn't enrage you, and if it doesn't enrage me, just understand that it enrages others. So therefore, it's a privilege if it didn't bother you. It's a privilege if it didn't affect you. It doesn't mean these aren't issues that others face. Chris Harrison said today, "To my Bachelor Nation family, I will always own a mistake when I make one, so I am here to extend a sincere apology. I have this incredible platform to speak about love, and yesterday I took a stance on topics about which I should have been better informed. While I do not speak for Rachael Kirkconnell, my intentions were simply to ask for grace in offering her an opportunity to speak on her own behalf. What I now realize I have done is cause harm by wrongly speaking in a manner that perpetuates racism, and for that I am deeply sorry. I also apologize to my friend Rachel Lindsey for not listening to her better on a topic she has a first-hand understanding of, and humbly thank the members of Bachelor Nation who have reached out to me to hold me accountable. I promise to do better." As far as apologies go, face value, he didn't miss a word there. He apologized to Rachel Lindsey. He apologized for everyone that's holding him to a higher level on Bachelor Nation. He mentioned what he wanted to do and how he failed doing that. And I think that's good. It's one thing to say, well, I didn't mean to do this. He told us what he wanted to do, which is to, not speak for Rachael Kirkconnell. He said his intentions were simply to ask for grace and offering her an opportunity to speak on her mind, but he realized it caused harm by wrongly speaking in a manner that perpetuates racism. So he hits the nail on the head with the apology. Let me know if this hits the nail on the head with apology. Problem being, slow it down for a second, is that enough? Pretty interesting, the next slide here. So this is from Eddie Y. He's a producer on The Bachelor. Whole lot of bullshit going on. People are always going to show their true colors and say how they really feel. Make sure you listen closely. This is very interesting. It's one thing to apologize, but with an apology, you shouldn't always expect it to be forgiven. So while he did come off, I don't want to say unhinged, but while he did come off defensive, we're talking about Chris Harrison here, the question is, was that him showing his true colors, or was he just ignorant to the actual issue at hand and thought he can just talk his way through it? These are the questions. It's up to all of us to understand what we're going to accept of that. The petition right here was originally set to only have 5,000 signatures just a couple hours ago. This is Wednesday evening. I'm recording this. So by the time you're watching this, I can only imagine it's higher up. But look, they just boosted it to 25,000. They wanted to get 5. Now they want 25,000. They've got 14,967 with a ticker going up. And this petition is to remove Chris Harrison from the Bachelor franchise. Now look, Chris Harrison's not leaving the Bachelor franchise. While 15,000 signatures is nice, the amount of views that the Bachelor show gets is insane. Like I said before, this is like throwing a lawn chair off the deck of a cruise ship. This is not going to make a difference. But what it does is it lets Chris Harrison know that there's 15,000 people that are committed to getting you off the show because they don't like how this is being handled. Do better. 2 words. Do better. So that's that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to keep posting updates as they come. But as far as this situation goes, it seems like there's a lot to unpack here and a lot of people aren't happy. And I want to hear what they have to say when they're ready to say it. When it comes to Mike Johnson, when it comes to other people in Bachelor Nation, we want to know what they have to say. They know the man. They're disappointed by his words. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I take Chris Harrison's apology as what it is. It was clean. It's like anything scrubbed through a PR company. I just want to know, how come Chris Harrison, the guy that holds a lot of equity within Bachelor Nation as a producer, as a host, for 20 years, why does his apology get out 5 hours after this petition comes, and Rachael Kirkconnell, if she does want to apologize, is left high and dry? It makes you really wonder, right? I mean, think about it. Rachael Kirkconnell, she's not under contract. She signed her life away. If she decides to go on 4 different podcasts like Luke P., she's going to get sued for $100,000 if it's not pre-approved. That's where we're at. That's the power struggle that leads to things like this just getting out of hand, where someone like Chris Harrison can just run it through his PR people. Again, it's probably a heartfelt apology. I believe Chris Harrison that he's altruistic and meant well. He missed the mark. But what are we going to do about the people that have, and again, I'm not defending Rachael Kirkconnell. I'm just saying if she did change, if she did want to apologize, I hope to God we're not waiting for the show to come out, the woman tell all, whatever the episode may be, for ratings for her to tell her story. Get it out now and control this thing. All right, let me know what you guys think. I'll be on top of it. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and please, I ask of you, have civility in the comment section. I'm not going to reply, and I hope you guys won't reply to comments that are attacking, have any sort of hate speech, or anything like that. It's okay if we disagree, but we're going to keep it civil in the comment section. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.